Hello, hello, this is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I'm here with an energy update. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new. Thank you for being here. So let's get into it. I'm sure everybody's having a pretty relaxed time, right? Just kidding, because I know it's not, it's not, how can I say it? It's not really calm and relaxed for most of us out there. There are so many things going on, again, in the collective energy and in our personal lives that for a lot of us, it's pretty hard just to keep up. But the good news is we had the spring equinox over the weekend, and we're going to have a full moon in just a few days. Those energies are coming in slowly. It's still a little bit early to feel them, but they are slowly getting into our lives and starting their work. If you're very sensitive, maybe you're sensing that at this point. Nonetheless, we are going through a lot of changes, a lot of transformations. The hammer has been dropped, basically, for a lot of people. A lot of divine masculine have reached the point of no return, have reached the point where the pipes are about to bust because the pressure is so intense. There's also many other little things going on in the collective energy, and it is affecting all of us. I'm seeing a lot of spiritual people coming out there in the public and speaking freely about their spiritual awakening. More and more. I'm seeing this more than I've ever seen before. And I'm talking about people that have been like quiet about it, not necessarily in the closet, but quiet about it while they were going through all their stuff on their own. And they're now coming on a public platform talking about it, which is a very good news. To me, that it is, at least. It makes me very happy to see this. It makes me very happy to see genuine people who have done the work come out and speak about ancient knowledge that we've forgotten and that we're working so hard on bringing back in the mainstream. And at the same time, I'm seeing spiritual people walking away from the path because they realize that they have more work to do. And to me, that's the difference between a real teacher and a not so real teacher. It's the one that I consider to be real is the one who has been doing the work, who has been doing the integration work for themselves. It's one thing to come out there and to just talk about stuff that you know, but that you haven't played around with or, implement in your own life. And it's a completely different thing if you have been going through the work. You can feel it in someone's energy, in someone's voice, in someone's demeanor. You can totally feel it if someone has been working on themselves or someone who has not. There is a major difference in the way the energy is when it comes to that. And talking about energy and discernment, I really like to talk about discernment because I see too many people not using discernment when it comes to teachers, mentors, information at large. And I came across a video of a preacher in the United States. I forget his name, but his video was very interesting. And it's so true what he was saying. And he was saying, check the energy before, hearing the words. And that gave me the idea of explaining how to check the energy of someone. So I hope it helps some people because it's not always easy. it can be easier to be, to be impressed by what someone is saying. But, it's one thing to say something, but to be totally empty inside. And it's a completely different thing to say something, but being fulfilled inside. Like I said, there's a major difference in the energy. And it's easy to spot for some people, not so easy for others. So the way to do that, one way that is very easy to do that is when you're in front of someone or when you're watching a video. Look at how the person is moving. Look at the body language, all those micro expressions that we can see when someone talks. And try to find either alignment or gaps in between what they're saying and what their body is expressing. Because that's where the real energy is. It's not about having all the right words or saying them at the right time. It's about being in alignment with what you're saying. And when you are in alignment, your body language follows. You usually see someone who's very relaxed, smooth, laid back, who has no tension whatsoever in their spine, in their body, or in their face. Because sometimes people can have tells in their face of like signs of tension, signs of, I'm so unsure about what I'm talking about, but I want to be here talking about it, that I'm going to be, very stiff in my back, for example. That's very easy to spot if you pay attention to that. So when you're in the presence of someone, put whatever they're saying aside. Just pay attention to how that person is moving. Pay attention to the posture. Pay attention to every little movement that they make. That will tell you a lot about that person's energy. And the more you do that, the easier it will get for you, the easier or the faster you're going to spot who's not in alignment with what they're saying and who is. So I've been seeing a wave of people who used to call themselves spiritual teachers and all, just vanishing because it's time for them to do some work before they come back or before they don't come back, whatever. But yeah, the truth is in our body. Like our bodies cannot lie. It's nature. It's energy. It's just like a tree grows. Like that doesn't lie. The body cannot lie. It's very difficult to manage your body language if you're lying. It's extremely difficult. Some people can do it. Some people cannot. Most people cannot do it, actually. So just take a look at that next time you're watching a video. Next time you can even do it if there's only audio, like I'm doing. And there's a reason why I'm only doing audio. It's easier to do in one way. It's easier to record myself with the audio only instead of adding the image. I don't have the right equipment to add the image. It's not that I don't want to, but I have a phone, I have a smartphone and everything, but I don't feel like putting my face out there all the time. I do this in my day job all the time. I'm always over video conference talking to people. So when I come on here to record audio only, it's kind of like a little break. But even then, if there's only the voice available, it's still pretty easy to spot when someone is aligned or telling the truth, in alignment with the words that they're saying. You can hear it in the voice. You can hear it that it's coming from the heart and it's not coming from the mind. There's a huge difference between these two energies. Mind energy is very impactful. It's usually not soft. It's usually not as gracious as an energy coming from the heart. Anyways, I hope it helps for some of you. Over the weekend, I think it was around Sunday, but it doesn't really matter when it happened because it can happen at different times for different people. there's a new energy that got awakened in the collective, and I'm going to call it the dragon energy, but it could be any kind of energy around those same lines. And let me just explain what I mean by dragon energy. I'm referring to the Kundalini energy at the base of our spine. Why the dragon? Because it has fire, because it has power, because it has alchemy in it. Dragon energy. Some people will refer to that kind of energy as the phoenix energy, rising from the ashes to rebuild yourself, be born again. It could be anything else related to that kind of strength, that kind of fortitude, that kind of sovereignty. It came to me as a surprise because I was not expecting it. It just happened suddenly, just like a lot of Kundalini awakening stories. And for a lot of us, it is related to a twin flame connection. For other people, it is just purely their own dragon energy that has been awakened. What does that mean? It means more power. It means more manifestation power. It means more strength, alignment, all the good stuff that we want on a spiritual path. So it's either coming from you or your twin flame, depending on your situation. But basically, it's another layer that we've been able to move through, move past, or awakened from. And the work continues for a lot of us, feminine, masculine included. Mostly the masculine, because there's a lot of work being done on that level. But since we have both energies within us, it is affecting everyone who is alive and breathing at this point, whether you're conscious or not. If you're not conscious of it, of course, you cannot align to it necessarily. I mean, you can, but it's not consciously that you're going to do it because you don't know it's happening. If you are conscious of it, align to that energy and step into your power. Move forward to manifest the things that you want in your life. This is a very, very high time for manifestation. We're extremely powerful at this time. Extremely, extremely powerful. So always stay aware of your thoughts. Be careful with the words that you use. Be careful with the requests that you put into the universe, because it might just come true. So make sure that you express yourself accordingly. I've been asked lately about manifestation, about influencing others, about how does it work with the unified field? It's been proven over and over again that we live in this matrix, in this field that is all around us, and that field of energy is very intelligent. It has its own intelligence, and that field is everywhere, in the universe, in ourselves, all around ourselves, everywhere. Max Planck talked about that in early 40s or 50s, but I'm not sure. But he explored that a lot. Greg Braden talks about that. There's also, what's her name? Lynn McTaggart or something like that, who's a journalist who speaks about that field, unified field. And I talk about it a lot because in my day-to-day life, I do feel that energy. I feel it when there's something going on in the universe, on Earth, or in the field that surrounds me. I feel the shift in energy. I feel when there's something coming. And just like the animals, they feel it when there's a storm coming. Well, it's coming from the field. And I mentioned, I can't remember if it was in the last video or the one before, I mentioned that we need to upload good energy in that field in order to help the collective. If you identify or resonate with light workers, or being an architect of this world, it should be part of your life to upload good energy in the field, because that's how we can heal. That's how we can transform. That's how we can influence others, even if we don't know them. We're all one anyways. So what you do in the field will come back to you. It's a law. But a lot of people are asking me, how do I upload in the field? And there's no easy answer to that, but I think I have a good example. If you are familiar with the Care Bears, if you're in my generation, in your 40s, you must have seen the Care Bears as a kid. If you don't, go check it out on Google, Care Bears. They used to have a symbol on their tummy, and they would project energy from their tummies. So that's basically how it works. But for us, it's from our hearts. We need to connect to our hearts and then upload to the field. The more work you have done, the more healing you have done on yourself, the easier that gets. At first, it's pretty difficult because just making that connection can be very confusing. But once you've made it, it never goes away. Never. And it becomes very easy to connect to it and just upload. So my call to you is, whenever you have a few minutes during your day, instead of picking up your phone to scroll on social media, why not upload some gratitude in the field? Why not upload some healing energies in the field? And I know you'll probably say, yeah, but what happens to those that are uploading bad energies? Yes, that can happen. But if you are in alignment, if you are in your sovereignty, if you use spiritual protection, there's nothing to worry about. Those energies cannot do any harm to you. It's a matter of being steady on your self-care and on your spiritual care. That's also part of being a spiritual being. So it doesn't take much to do this. You can just stand there with your intentions of helping the collective. And then you automatically upload stuff in the field. And whoever needs it in the world will receive it. And I know some people may say, well, that sounds too easy to be true. But that's how it works. Try it. You can try it with people you know. Of course, it's easy to create karma if you're doing the wrong thing here. So I advise you to be very careful with your intentions. Only use this with good intentions. If you're true light workers, it would not cross your mind anyway to use it with anything else but good intentions. But you can try it with people around you or people that you work with. Let's say you're in a situation where someone is giving you a hard time at work, for example. Send them love through the field and you'll see the connection will change. The relationship will change. So if we were to do this all the time, every day, it would make things so much easier for a lot of people. That's my deepest wish somehow, that we can all do that, because that's how we could live in the more balanced world instead of being in chaos. It might happen one day, because I'm seeing more and more people awakening and just, like I was saying, coming out there on the public platform, talking about spirituality, talking about karma, talking about technology. The technology, the spiritual technology. And we are the technology. Our bodies are the technology. We have everything inside. It's only a matter of knowing how to use it. And it takes time. It can't happen overnight. It takes time. But it's totally doable. The more you do it, the more you learn about it, the more you focus on that, the more you practice that, the more you will become familiar with your technology. And we all have the same, which is energy, physical matter, and that all works together. It's about learning how we work. It's about learning about energy, about the Merkaba cube, about the chakras, about karma, about telomeres. If you're not familiar with telomeres, do a search for Bruce Lipton telomeres. He has the best explanation out there, the best. And he always says, the more you are aware of yourself, the more you are conscious, the more sensitive your telomeres become, or the longer they become, therefore the more sensitive you become, and the more in alignment you become with yourself and the whole world. This whole spectrum of energy that exists out there. You know, someone who's called not awake or who is sleeping is just one who's not aware of this field. So yeah, very interesting subject. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the hammer has been dropped. And what I mean by that is that a lot of divine masculine are reaching a point where they know they can no longer sustain the life that they're living, that they need to make changes, and that they need to address what they have been running away from. And they will do it. They will. Of course, everybody has free will, but like I always say, there's limits to the free will that we have. It won't stop the universe from trying to make you understand, from sending you stuff that will make you understand where you need to go or where you need to be. So the divine masculine is, well, for a lot of them, they're going through like a very hard time. They're like in fog. They don't know exactly how to go about it, but they know that they need to do something about it. As far as the divine feminine, this can be a very uncomfortable time because we tend to pick up and feel all of that happening. And it can feel like, what's happening? I feel like the other shoe is about to drop, but I don't know what it is because on the surface, everything is going well. In my life, everything is going well. But I have this pressure that I'm feeling. I have this feeling that something is about to drop. Ask yourself this. Is this coming from me? Or is it not? And if you're used to working with your body, you're most probably feeling that it's coming from your right side of your body and not the left side. And that it's totally coming from outside of your own energy bubble. The only thing we can do is surrender to that, support the masculine, upload good vibes to the field. And I'm telling you, just do a Google search on the Care Bear. It's going to give you a really good image of how uploading to the field works. Not that that's what they're doing. It's just the image that I want you to get. And meditate, rest. Drink lots of water. Actually, drink lots and lots of water because of everything that's going on in the collective right now. Our bodies are working overtime to integrate those energies, and it requires a lot of water. We are detoxing from so many things. Those toxins need to move out of the body as quickly as possible. And especially as we are walking towards the full moon coming up on the 28th. I mean, this will be another drop of the hammer for a lot of us out there. So get yourself prepared for that. Take care of what you need to take care of. Don't procrastinate. This is another word I have a hard time saying. Don't procrastinate and just, keep on doing your work, taking care of everything that you need to take care of before the full moon shows up, so you can have some time to rest, so you can have some time to integrate those new energies as smoothly as possible. So that's it for now. Thank you for being here. You can follow me on social media at IndigoGirl555 on Instagram, IndigoGirl on Facebook. You can also use my email at IndigoGirl555 at gmail.com. And until the next time, be well.